I stopped fearing the quiet when I understood its shape. It wasn't empty or lonely, it was space I could claim, away from the pull of opinion, away from borrowed sight. I found my own alignment in the absence of light. Solitude isn't a weakness, it doesn't shrink the frame. It strips away distraction till only truth remains. No audience to manage, no role to maintain, just clarity breathing without pressure or strain. I learned how loud the world gets when it wants to be obeyed. So I stepped outside the current and let the noise fade. In solitude I listen, not to echoes or doubt, but to the quiet direction that speaks without shouting out. I don't feel the silence to feel less alone. I let it do its work till structure is grown. Power forms in still rooms where intention survives, where you meet yourself fully without cover or disguise. I watch people dissolve, trying to be everywhere. I chose to be grounded by staying aware. Solitude sharpened my focus, it hardened my resolve. It taught me to sit with questions before asking them to dissolve. There's a strength in containment, and I need in display, in knowing your depth without giving it away. I don't isolate from fear, I withdraw with intent to return more aligned than the moment I went. Solitude shows you your edges and asks you to stay. It doesn't rush answers or soften the way. It teaches patience and presence without applause or sign, and reveals how much power is lost chasing outside. I don't fear being unseen, I don't rush to be known. What's real holds its weight when it's carried alone. Solitude doesn't weaken, it reinforces the core. It turns silence into structure and restraint into force. When I return to the world, I'm not pulled or impressed, 'cause I stood with myself and passed the test. So let the noise circle outward, let the crowds decide. I'll remain self-contained and internally aligned, because power is in volume and strength is in show. Solitude taught me command by teaching me no. No to distraction, no to borrowed desire, yes to inner authority, quiet, steady, and tired. Solitude is power, not absence but rule. The place where a man learns to govern himself fully. There are rules I never stated, lines I never had to draw.
They were written into action long before they were a law. I don't carry explanations, I don't justify my ground. What I live by doesn't echo, it doesn't need a sound. This code was learned in silence, where intent replaces talk. In the way I hold my posture, in the way I choose to walk. No signatures or contracts, no witness, no display, just decisions made consistently when no one's in the way. I don't announce my limits, I let behavior speak. I let distance teach respect where words would sound weak. There's a discipline and restraint that only time reveals, an alignment between thought and act that quietly seals. I don't threaten or warn, I don't hint or perform. I adjust my presence calmly and let outcomes form. This code doesn't chase approval, it doesn't seek control. It governs how I carry weight and how I guard the whole. I've learned that principles rot when they're shouted for effect, so I keep mine internal, where they earn their own respect. Not everything needs language, not everything needs light. Some things lose their meaning when exposed to sight. I watch people trade standards for attention and gain. I tightened mine inward and accepted the strain. This code doesn't bend for pressure or soften for ease. It remains intact, whether I'm winning or on my knees. I don't ask who agrees, I don't count who stays. I move in alignment with decisions that last past days. There's a calm that comes from structure you don't have to explain, when your actions are consistent and your intent remains plain. If misunderstood, I continue. If praised, I stay still, because this code isn't flexible, it answers only to will. I don't speak it aloud, I don't frame it as law, but it governs every choice without needing awe. So if I step back quietly or draw a silent line, no, it wasn't impulsive, it was decided in time. This code doesn't ask permission, it doesn't seek a stage. It's carried in posture and sharpened with age. Unspoken, unchanged, and deliberately alone. A system of order that I fully own. The weight I carry, I don't speak about the pressure I don't frame it as a crown. What I hold isn't heroic, it's just what won't set me down. There's a silence in responsibility the few will ever hear. It doesn't shout for sympathy, it just stays near. Awake with it already present before the light breaks through. Decisions waiting patiently for me to follow through. I don't share the load for comfort, I don't spread it for relief. Some things must be carried whole to keep their shape beneath. The weight I carry doesn't bend me, it teaches how to stand. It aligns the spine with purpose, and steadies the hand. I've learned pressure clarifies what distraction can. It strips the noise from intention till only truth remains intact. I don't envy lighter shoulders or paths that drift away. What I hold defines my direction and anchors where I stay. There are moments it gets heavy when the night feels too long, when the answers aren't available and the signal is gone. I don't look for someone else to take it from my frame, because ownership is quiet and shared weight loses name. I've seen strength dissolve when responsibility was split. I chose to hold it centered and accept the cost of it. This way keeps me awake when others sleep in peace. It sharpens my awareness, it refuses to release. Not because it's punishment, not because I'm bound, but because carrying it fully is how I stay grounded. I don't dramatize the burden, I don't ask to be seen. The work speaks in consistency, not in what might have been. If the road grows narrow and the air gets thin, I adjust my breath and continue in. The weight I carry is invisible, but it's honest and earned. It's the price of self-command that cannot be returned. So if I walk a little slower or choose silence instead, know I'm holding something real that must be lit. This load is mine by choice, and I won't set it free, because the man I'm becoming requires it from me. I don't wait for the feeling, I don't need to be inspired. I move when the hour comes, not when the fire's desire. Motivation fades quickly, comfort changes its tone, but discipline stays present when you're standing alone. I learned to act in the cold when emotion steps back, to do what was quiet when the mood goes slack. No praise keep me moving, no fear pulls the chain. I built habits in silence that outlast the pain. There were mornings without meaning, evenings heavy with doubt. I showed up regardless, and that's how it worked out. Cold discipline doesn't comfort, it doesn't warm the skin. It sharpens the edges and hardens the will within. Oh. I don't chase ease or relief, I don't bargain with time. I execute standards I've already defined. There's no drama in structure, no glory in routine, but strength leaves in repetition, unnoticed, unseen. I've seen passion burn bright, then vanish by dawn. I chose the slow pressure that keeps moving on. I don't need encouragement, I don't need a push. I rely on systems that don't ask, don't rush. Every action accounted, every hour aligned. I don't negotiate effort with a tired mind. Cold discipline isn't cruel, it's honest and clear. It removes the illusion and leaves what is real here. I don't pretend it's easy, I don't sell it as light. It's heavy by nature and earned every night. While others wait for momentum, I move without sound. Progress doesn't announce itself, it's tracked in the ground. While others wait for momentum, I move without sound. Progress doesn't announce itself, it's tracked in the ground. I've trained when no one noticed, rested when they're not craved. I learned that restraint is how power is saved. If the world offers shortcuts, I decline and proceed, because consistency beats desire every time I decide. This isn't about feeling strong or chasing a high. It's about doing the work whether or not I comply. So when the temperature drops and excuses collapse, I remain operational because discipline lasts. Cold, precise, unromantic, but steady and true. I don't rise on emotion, I rise because I do. I don't wait for the spotlight, I don't move for the eyes. What I choose in the quiet is where my character lies. No hands on my shoulder, no crowd to agree. Just the weight of a choice and the truth watching me. I've learned that integrity doesn't ask to be seen. It survives in the moments that fall in between. When no record is kept, when no name's on the line, that's where the real measure of a man is defined. I act without witnesses, without praise or defense. I answer to standards that don't bend with events. I don't borrow permission, I don't ask what they do. I consult my reflection and follow it through. The choir reveals things that noise tries to hide. It strips every excuse till there's nowhere to slide. I've walked past easy choices that no one would know. I chose harder directions and let comfort go. Not because I'm above it, not because I'm immune, but because self-respect is a debt paid in full. I don't speak of my efforts, I don't frame them for light. What matters is done long before it's inside. I've seen honor diluted when applause got involved. I removed the audience and the path was resolved. There's a steadiness earned when you're faithful unseen, when you act with the same care in the dark and the clean. No eyes change my posture, no silence gives cover. The rules stay consistent whether alone or with others. I don't perform goodness, I don't script what is right. I live it in fragments of unobserved nights. If tomorrow forgets me, if my name isn't read, I'll still walk the same line with my head leveled. Because truth doesn't need a stage or a sign. It holds its own weight when no one's behind. So let the world keep watching or turn its head away. I'll stand by my actions the same either way. No witness need, no echo required. I live by the oath I already signed. I don't react to the tremor, I don't flinch at the sound. While others chase the chaos, I keep my feet on the ground. I've learned that calm is a weapon, sharpened over time, forged in moments of pressure, where restraint becomes spine. There's fire locked behind my silence, but it answers to my will. I don't spill it in anger, I let it harden and distill. I've stood in rooms full of tension, where the air begged me to break. I chose breathe over impulse, and patience over the state. This quiet isn't weakness, it's weight held in control. A storm disciplined in work, fortress built in the soul. I don't need to announce strength. I don't flex for the eye. Real power doesn't posture. It simply knows when to rise. Every thought is accounted, every motion precise. I don't rush toward reaction. I let clarity decide. I've seen loud men collapse under pressure they fake. I stay solid and grounded when the ground started to shake. Iron isn't loud when it holds, it doesn't beg to be seen. It endures in its silence. I'm bent, unmoved, clean. I don't argue with noise, I don't wrestle with pride. I let discipline speak while my ego steps aside. There's a still point inside me where nothing pulls rank, where fear loses its leverage and doubt goes blank. I stand calm in the conflict. I don't feed the flame, because control over self is the highest domain. If the moment demands force, I'll answer with grace. If it demands restraint, I'll hold my place. This balance was earned through nights without ease, through choosing long vision over momentarily. I don't chase domination, I master command of the space between thought and the move of my hand. So when silence fills a room and the pressure is real, know this calm wasn't given, it's iron, not steel. I'm moving unbroken by storms or insistence. This is power refined. This is iron still. I don't scan the room for approval, I don't look back to explain. What's behind me stays finished, what's ahead calls my name. Eyes forward, jaw set, no wasted glance. Every step is deliberate, not left to chance. I learned early that hesitation invites weight I don't need. So I move with intention and let clarity lead. There were moments of doubt that asked me to pause. I acknowledged the noise, then stayed on course. I don't argue with the past, I don't rehearse regret. The lesson was taking the direction is set. Eyes forward, jaw set, spine in line. I don't drift with the current, I define my own time. Distractions make offers dressed as relief. I decline without drama and stay with belief. Not belief in outcomes or favors or fate, but belief in consistent action and choosing to wait. I've watched focus dissolve when comfort stepped in. I chose tension and discipline over temporary win. My posture speaks first before words ever do. It says I'm not wandering, I know what I'm into. Eyes forward, jaw set, breathe under control. No rush, no panic, just command of the whole. I don't move for attention, I don't slow to be seen. Progress doesn't announce itself, it happens between effort and patience, between pressure and calm, between staying upright when the road stretches long. I don't flinch at resistance, I don't soften my stance. Resistance confirms that I'm not here by chance. Every step narrows the noise, every mile refines what once felt uncertain now aligns. Eyes forward, jaw set, I carry the weight, not with tension or anger, but with deliberate state. If the path grows empty and the silence stays loud, I won't turn for comfort or look for the crowd, because direction is chosen and commitment is kept long after the excitement has quietly left. So I move without ceremony, without pause or regret. Eyes forward, jaw set. I learned early how to move in silence when no one cared enough to see. I learned how to keep building with no one clapping for me. No lights when I was starting, no hands to pull me through. Just long nights with decisions I couldn't undo. I didn't rise from motivation, I rose from discipline, from showing up when comfort tried to pull me in. I watched others chase reflections in rooms filled with noise. I stayed where the work was heavy and the path had no voice. Every brick was placed alone, every doubt addressed. I carried weight without complaint and answered every test. There was no crowd to impress, no approval to chase, just standards I refused to lower and mirrors I had to face. I learned that silence sharpens focus, that solitude builds form, that what survives without attention outlast the storm. I don't perform for validation. I don't beg to be known. If something's real, it holds its shape. Even when grown alone, I don't confuse volume with power or attention with worth. Some of the strongest foundations are buried deep in the earth. I've seen applause fade overnight when the effort was thin. So I chose to build character where no one checks in. No shortcuts stressed as progress. No mask worn for the room. I stayed loyal to the process and patient with the bloom. I've walked past easy praise that asked me to bend. I chose low respect that never pretends. Now when I stand in the open, I don't need to explain. What was built in the shadows still carries its weight. If the world goes quiet tomorrow, I won't lose my ground, because I wasn't shaped by noise. I was shaped by sound, by the sound of effort repeated, of promises kept inside, of a man becoming solid without needing a guide. So if no one cheers when I rise, if my name isn't called, know this much is certain: I was built without applause. I made a vow in the quiet when no one else could hear. No banners, no witnesses, just truth standing clear. No need to raise my voice, no need to explain. I learned that strength grows steady when it isn't trained by praise. I walk with measured footsteps on roads that don't applaud. Every scar is a signature, every loss is a nod. I don't chase borrowed fire, I don't borrow belief. What I carry was earned in the long nights beneath. This oath was never spoken, but it's carved in my chest. I answer to the mirror, and I hold myself to test. I don't move when the noise comes, I don't bend when they stare. I was forged in the stillness, where resolve learns to bear. I've learned silence is gravity, it pulls the real ones close, and the rest fade away like echoes that boast. No crown on my shadow, no stage under my feet, but my spine stays upright when the world takes a seat. I measure it by the ground that doesn't crack. I've seen promises shattered from mouths that spoke loud, so I locked mine inside me and lowered my sound. I choose restraint over rage, I choose patience over speed. I plant roots in intention, not in temporary need. This oath keeps me steady when the night gets long. It reminds me who I am when everything's gone. I stand when it's quiet, when no one's around. That's where loyalty lives, that's where truth is found. I don't need permission, I don't wait for a sign. My direction is written in the choices I bind. So let the world keep shouting, let it beg, let it plead. I've already decided who I choose to be. This vow stays unbroken because it was never shown. A silent oath kept sacred by a man who stands alone.
Standing when it's quiet, there's no sound to lean on, no signal in the air, just the weight of the moment and the choice to stay there. When the room stops reacting, when the eyes turn away, that's where posture is tested, that's where people decay. I learned who I was when the noise stepped aside, when nothing pushed forward and nothing replied. Standing when it's quiet, no witness, no cue, no reward for remaining except staying true. So walk only when guided, when the rhythm is clear. I learned to remain upright when the path disappears. Silence removes performance, it strips motive bare. You either stand with intention or fold in air. I felt the pull to abandon, to soften my stance, but commitment doesn't move just because there's no chance. Standing when it's quiet, breathe slow, spine straight. No applause to borrow, no outcome to state. This is where discipline lies, not loud, not seen, in the absence of pressure, in the space between. I don't need the moment to validate form, I don't need movement to weather the storm. Some choices don't announce, they don't ask to be known. They exist in still seconds where resolve is grown. Standing when it's quiet, is heavier than noise, because nothing distracts from the weight of the choice. I've seen people dissolve when momentum ran thin. They needed the chaos to remember who they'd been. I stayed when it flattened, when excitement left, when all that remained was effort and depth. There's no praise in restraint, no spotlight and pause, but alignment doesn't weaken without external cause. Standing when it's quiet teaches patience and nerve. It shows who remains when nothing's observed. This isn't defiance and it isn't delay. It's choosing consistency when nothing pulls you that way. If the world goes silent and forgets my name, I won't shift my direction or edit the frame, because character holds when attention is gone, and the strongest posture is the one that stays on. Standing when it's quiet is where loyalty stands, not to people or noise, but to one's own command. So when nothing is happening and no one can see, I remain where I am, because that's who I choose to be. Because that's who I choose to be. I don't shift with the numbers, I don't lean with the sound. What I stand on was chosen before others came around. Crowds moving waves of reaction in borrowed belief and tone. I stay anchored in reason and think on my own. I watch certainty vanish when comfort feels. I don't shift with the numbers, I don't lean with the sound. What I stand on was chosen before others came around. Crowds moving waves of reaction in borrowed belief and tone. I stay anchored in reason and think on my own. I watch certainty vanish when comfort feels shared. I chose solitude of thought and learned how to stand there, unmoved by crowd, unpulled by demand. I don't trade my direction for the warmth of a hand. Agreement can feel like safety, but it dulls the edge of sight. I'd rather stand alone in clarity than blend in the noise for the night. I don't reject connection, I reject confusion. I won't outsource my judgment to collective illusion. Pressure rises in numbers, it asks you to comply. I acknowledge the presence, then let it pass by. Unmoved by crowds, breath steady, spine straight. I don't need consensus to validate my state. I've learned volume doesn't equal truth, and majority doesn't define what aligns with intention or sharpens the mind. I don't argue with movement, I don't push back in rage. I simply don't follow when direction feels staged. There's a common independence that noise can't disturb. It lives in restraint, an unspoken nerve. I've seen people change shapes just to stay included. I kept my form intact and stayed unconfuted, unmoved by crowds, not hardened or cold, just committed to standards I refuse to fold. I don't need to be different, I need to be exact, to move with intention and act with impact. When the room leans one way, I check inward first, not to oppose for attention, but to avoid the worst. Because truth isn't louder when shared by the mass. It's quieter sometimes and slower to pass. I don't chase alignment by standing in lines. I align by reflection and consistent design. Unmoved by crowds, I remain self-directed, my posture unchanged, my judgment protected. If the noise grows persuasive and the pressure is near, I narrow my focus and make it clear. I don't stand against people, I stand for resolve, and I let the crowd move while I stay involved. Not absent, not distant, just inwardly sound. Unmoved by crowds, firmly on my own ground. I don't move by urgency, I don't chase the clock. I step in my own rhythm and let pressure knock. The world speaks in deadlines, in volume and speed. I slow the signal down and decide what I need. I decide the tempo, not fear, not demand. I don't rush my direction to fit someone's plan. I've learned that momentum built too fast will crack, so I measure my motion and keep structure intact. I don't confuse stillness with falling behind. Some things grow stronger when given time. I've watched people sprint forward without knowing where. I chose steady alignment and deliberate care. I decide the tempo, breathe under control. I don't borrow urgency from a restless hole. There's no race I've entered, no finish I owe. I move with intention.
attention and let progress show.
Pressure asks for reaction, it wants instant reply.
I respond with patience and a grounded eye. I don't rise to the noise or speed up to compete. I trust that precision outlasts frantic feet.
I decide the tempo, even when alone, especially when silence is the only tone.
Some paths require waiting, others demand pace. Knowing the difference is a practice grace. I've learned that restraint isn't delay or fear. It's knowing when to move and when to stay clear.
I don't let comparison dictate my stride. I stay consistent and internally aligned. Time bends to direction when focus is clean, when effort is measured and not overlearned. I decide the tempo through calm and through strain. I don't let emotion drive the reins.
If the world accelerates and demands reply, I hold my position and let moments pass by. Because rhythm creates order and order creates trust. I move when it's right, not because I must. I don't stall or rush, I remain exact. Progress isn't speed, it's staying intact.
So let the clocks keep ticking, let the pressure grow loud. I won't be pulled forward or slowed by the crowd. I decide the tempo with clarity and form. My pace is deliberate and structurally sound.
I don't fill the air with claims, I don't rush to be heard. What I carry speaks clearly without needing a word. There was a time I explained every move, every line. Now I let consistency handle what's mine. Silence wasn't given, it wasn't a gift or grace. It was built through restraint and staying in place. Her silence isn't empty, it's heavy and calm. It settles the room before questions are drawn. I learned that presence matures when ego steps back, when results replace promises and intent stays intact. I don't speak over moments, I let them unfold. The strongest statements I made were never told. Earned silence holds weight because it's backed by proof. Not stories of posture, just ground under truth. I've seen words lose value from being spent too fast. I chose fewer sentences that were built to last. There's a difference between quiet and having nothing to say. I speak when it matters and let silence stay. I don't rush to defend, I don't jump to correct. What's a line doesn't panic when misunderstood or unchecked. Earn silence, Hades, it doesn't retreat. It knows when to wait and when to move feet. I've stood in rooms that listen, not because I was loud, but because I didn't speak until meaning was found. This silence was paid for with patience and time, with nights of alignment and days in the grind. I don't chase the last word, I don't tighten my jaw. If something needs explaining, it probably isn't law. Earned silence protects what effort has made. It keeps standards internal and progress unafraid. When I speak now, it lands with intent, because silence prepared it before it was sent. I don't talk to impress or to manage a frame. I speak to clarify, or I stay the same. There's authority in restraint, in letting things be, and trusting the work to speak ahead of me. So if I pause longer or answer less, no, it's not absence, it's self-command expressed. And silence isn't distance or cold withdrawal, it's respect in its purest form. Standing tall, I don't disappear, I remain composed. This silence was earned and deliberately chose.
No room for noise. I cleared the space deliberately, not out of anger or pride, but because clarity suffocates when excess lives inside. Every voice wanted entry, every thought wanted claim. I closed the door quietly and kept what remained. No room for noise, no space for demand. I reduced the signal till I could understand. Not everything deserves access, not every sound is true. Some things weaken intention just by passing through. I watch focus fracture from constant reaction, so I chose reduction over constant distraction. Silence isn't empty, it's precise and clean. It removes what's unnecessary so purpose can be seen. No room for noise, no cluttered intent, only what moves me forward. Get permission to stay present. I don't argue with chaos, I don't try to correct. I simply don't host it and withdraw my respect. Energy leaks through attention, through loops that don't end. So I see what I guard and decide where I spend. I stop explaining my choices to voices that won't carry weight. If something needs noise to survive, it probably won't last past debate. No room for noise, no emotion, no haze, just actions aligned across consistent days. I simplified my environment, my words, my replies, not to feel superior, but to sharpen my eyes. When you reduce what you consume, you increase what you command. When fewer things speak, more things align. I don't need constant updates or borrowed urgency. I operate best with selective proximity. No room for noise, only signal remains. Only what strengthens direction, only what trains. I've seen people lose themselves trying to stay informed. storm. I chose depth over breadth and structure over storm. Stillness isn't avoidance, it's strategic restraint. It's knowing when to disengage so intention stays intact. I don't chase every conversation, I don't react to every pull. I've learned that authority begins with what you fuse. No room for noise, no mental excess. I protect my attention like a finite asset. When the world gets louder, I don't compete or raise tone. I tighten my system and return to my own, because direction requires silence and mastery needs space, and the clearest decisions are made in a quiet place. So I keep my field clean, my inputs precise. There's no room for noise in a life built by choice.